facts from the station. News on the block, global translation. World on fire, smokestack in the sky. Truth in the mic, no filters apply. Cameras rolling, headlines in the street. Talking about the struggle where the pavement meets. From boardrooms to alleys, tales unfold. Script flip quick, world stories retold.
Tyler today, keep the truth on blast. Breaking down the chaos, future to past. Microphone a weapon, fighting the lies. Broadcast the real, no disguise. Storms overseas, typhoons taking names. Economies crumble, point fingers in blame. Politicians talk, but the people scream. Tyler today, dissect the dream.
Satellites humming, beams in the air. Eyes on the world, truth laid bare. Ink on the paper, pixels on the screen. The stories we live, the moments between. Rooftop reports, war zones in the lands. Global connections, news never ends. Tyler today, a mirror to the land. Mic in the hand, truth we demand.
Hello. Good Wednesday to everybody. I hope you guys like that new song that I had at the start. I felt like it was an appropriate tone that I wanted to set for the video today. It's just me today. Gonna be ranting, raving about everything I've been seeing in the news. As far as the title of the video today, if you didn't read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. But the title of the video today is that both parties lie, and we got the better of bad choices, but we still lose every time. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that both parties lie. Both parties lie, whether it's Republicans or Democrats, and being beholden to one party is never a good idea. I don't like subscribing to being a conservative. I don't like subscribing to being a Republican. I just happen to side with them in the current circumstances due to things like what I thought were anti-war or anti-vaccine, everything that went on with COVID, everything that was going on with the transgender movement. But, you know, when you look at things like what we just saw with the Big Beautiful Bill, there were some things in it that I don't like, but overall it's a bunch of government bloat. And it's, you know, I feel like if it were Democrats passing the same bill, we, you know, and I say we, what I mean by we, I mean Republicans. I feel like Republicans would be railing against it. We had the recent strikes in Iran, and there were a lot of people that were split on that as well. And I just don't know. I'm at a loss at this point because both parties really do just lie. And that's not to say that I wouldn't have voted for Trump if given the option again. It's just, you know, the options were Trump and Kamala, and I'm glad I voted for Trump. It's just, it's, you know, we still lose in the end. There's so many stories that are still going on that just make me concerned. Israel's still ramping up their war with Gaza. Ukraine is still dealing with Russia. Russia's planning new offensives into Ukraine. And I mean, what is Trump doing to stop it? I mean, Trump's doing great things with the tariffs. He's doing great things in terms of forcing the Supreme Court to hear certain arguments. But overall, I just don't know what's going to actually stick by the end of this, especially when you have all these wars that are still going on. He may have shut down the Iranian conflict pretty quick, even though he shouldn't have started it to begin with, or joined Israel in that conflict to begin with. I should correct myself there. I will say it again. I feel like if we're going to be doing strikes like that, that we need to go further with it. Why is it that we just strike their nuclear facility and then we move on? We're like, all right, peace, we're good. You know, just carry on with what you're doing. Maybe in a couple years when you've built up your nuclear facilities again, we'll come back. It's just ridiculous. We're playing whack-a-mole, and I don't like it. But to start off today, I guess we can go into we'll go into Trump's truth socials today. I just I try not to be black-pilled. I try to be, you know, optimistic about things, but I don't know. There's just been so much news lately that really really hurts my outlook on things. I have been seeing a lot of things lately that point in the direction of mass deportations, but it's still yet to be seen. Maybe after this bill gets passed and they get their budget increase, we'll start seeing mass deportations. But as of right now, we're not seeing it. Anyway, I want to read some of Donald Trump's tweets today, or truth socials, whatever you want to call them. He said, so he has this one. I thought this one was interesting. He said, "It is my great honor to announce that I have just made a trade deal with the Socialist Republic of Vietnam after speaking with To Lam, the highly respected General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam. It will be a great deal of cooperation between our two countries. The terms are that Vietnam will pay the United States a 20% tariff on any and all goods sent into our territory, and a 40% tariff on any transshipping. In return, Vietnam will do something that they have never done before: give the United States of America total access to their markets for trade. In other words, they will open their markets to the United States, meaning that we will be able to sell our products into Vietnam at zero tariff. It is my opinion that the SUV, or as it is sometimes referred to, large engine vehicle, which does so well in the United States, will be a wonderful addition to the various product lines within Vietnam. Dealing with General Secretary To Lam, which I did personally, was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your attention to this matter." So I just thought it was cool. This is another good thing to see from Trump. Cool to see trade deals. Interesting that we're keeping tariffs onto them, but they're not going to do tariffs on us. But I mean, seems like a good deal on our part. So I thought that was interesting. But we have other truth socials from him. Let's see. So this is the one about the Big Beautiful Bill. He said, "Nobody wants to talk about growth, which will be the primary reason that the Big Beautiful Bill will be one of the most successful pieces of legislation ever passed. This growth has already begun at levels never seen before. Trillions of dollars are now being invested in the United States, more than ever before. Likewise, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs are filling up the coffers of the Treasury. The tariff money has already arrived and is setting new records. We are growing our way out of Sleepy Joe Biden's mess that he and the Democrats left us, and is happening much faster than anyone thought possible. Our country will make a fortune this year, more than any of our competitors, only if the Big Beautiful Bill is passed. As they say, Trump's been right about everything, and this is the easiest of them all to predict. Republicans, don't let the radical left Democrats push you around. We've got all the cards, and we are going to use them. Last year, America was a dead nation with no hope for the future. Now it's the hottest nation in the world. Make America great again." What is Fishy saying? "I have mixed feelings about the trade with Vietnam. My Transformers come from there now. Higher prices for those, but good deal for us selling things there." Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a good trade deal overall. So I guess we'll see what comes of that, Fishy. But what he's talking about, the Big Beautiful Bill. So there was a lot of discussion about it yesterday. Joey's pretty upset about everything going on. You should go listen to his rant about it yesterday. He had a pretty good rant about it on Outworld Live. And I don't know what he's talking about after my show today, or if he should be doing his show today. So you guys will see what he's talking about. But there was a lot of discussion about it, and the question is, there's no question that the bill increases the deficit, right? The question is the deficit going to be lower than what it would have been would the bill not have been passed? And that's the question, right? And if the answer is that it would be lower than if it had not passed, then I guess that's good, right? Overall, and if it's like you're between a rock and a hard place, man. You got two bad choices. I think the regular people are screwed and black-pilled. That's from Amtrue. I think a lot of people are black-pilled. I mean, you just look at a lot of the you just look at everything nowadays, especially people my age. I mean, it's incredibly hard to get out and do things on your own. It's almost impossible. You gotta have like 5 fucking roommates to live anywhere, or have a decent job, or already have had a house before all this shit went to hell. It sucks. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if the big beautiful bill actually does anything. I have this other comment right here. This one, I thought this one was funny. Speaker Johnson, we are at the 1 yard line. We are going to run it right up the middle and score for the American people. Everyone is going to benefit from this bill. It's the most conservative piece of legislation we have ever worked on. So I haven't seen this video yet, but that last line there just kind of made me chuckle because it's like, what does that even mean at this point, really? Let's see what he says.
We're at the 1 yard line in this game that's been played over a year. Really, we worked on this for about 14 months to get us to this point. We're going to run it right up the middle and score for the American.
So, and like I brought up on Joey's show in the comments yesterday, if 7 months ago now, we were in December. What was happening in December? Well, if you look back at my videos back then, we were talking about the massive omnibus bill that the Senate and the House was trying to pass through. And we cut it down to just a few pages because it was absolutely bullcrap to have that many pages. Now, here we are, and it's Republicans in power, and we're supposed to just be like, oh, hell yeah, Republicans get their agenda through. And TJ brought up a excellent point yesterday, right? Well, Democrats got to push all their crap through, but now it's a Democrat, or now it's a Republican, so we're not going to let him push his crap through on principle. And a part of me is like, well, yes, because there's still a lot of bloat and crap in that bill that shouldn't be there, and we're sitting here complaining about all the bloat and crap when Democrats do it, but then we go and do the same thing. Absolutely hypocritical. So yes, we should be standing a little bit more on principle here, in my opinion, at least. But what was I saying here? Let me go back. What did he say? It was funny.
For about 14 months to get us to this.
Right. So they were talking about working on it for 14 months. So this is essentially a continuation of the bill from back in December. This is a continuation of that bill. They've been working on it for 14 months, he said. Donald Trump has not been in here for 14 months. That is literally double the time that he's been in office that they've been working on this bill. This is not Trump's bill. This is a bunch of deep state Republican, Democrat politicians that are just trying to push bloat and crap through the government yet again, and we're all here and we're supposed to support it, apparently. Well, I just got to say no. And I don't care if, I mean, apparently I'm just like Thomas Massey. I'm going to be like the guy standing in the middle of the crowd looking at everyone saying, no, you're all wrong. Fuck this bill, dude. Fuck this bill. I don't care. The only thing that I've seen that I like from it is the increase in spending for immigration customs enforcement. Everything else I could literally not, I could not care less.
Point. We're going to run it right up the middle and score for the American people. And I tell you what, everybody is going to benefit from this bill. Sean, as you noted, all those features. It's the most conservative piece of legislation we've ever worked on. You need to mention at the same time that even though while we're having historic tax cuts, we also have historic savings. We're going to save $1.6 trillion for the American people.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to save a ton of money this year, especially because of the Doge cuts and whatever they're cutting in this bill. And then the tax cuts are weird, though. It's a bunch of weird tax cuts if you look at them. Cool, great. I'm all for cutting taxes. I would have been a lot more happy with something like a cut to the income tax or just a complete abolishing of the income tax. I would trade all of the tax cuts we've had in the last 5 years if it meant that we can get rid of income tax. Me personally. But pipe dream.
People, we're going to cut down the size and scope of government, make it more efficient, make it work better for the people. They demand and deserve that, and the Republicans are delivering. So this is a vehicle. Let's also remember that this is just a step in a sequence of events. We are intending to do more reconciliation work. You can do a reconciliation budget for each fiscal year. So the plan is to do one in the fall for the FY26 budget year, and then we can also squeeze in a third one for FY27 before this Congress is up.
Yeah, that's if you actually decide to do anything, Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson's a weaselly little shit that doesn't want to do anything. He gets yelled at by Democrats and he ends sessions early. Let's see. As President of the United States, I'm not going to let the communist lunatic destroy New York. Rest assured, I hold all the levers and have all the cards. I'll save New York City and make it hot and great again, just like I did with the good old USA. Did I get a $10 Rumble rant from Amtrue? Holy moly. For the goal, God bless. The United States of America will work it out in the end for the better, I hope. Well, I think it will. I mean, I'm complaining now, and a lot of people are complaining now, but if you look at the trajectory of things, things do tend in the direction of getting better. I just don't want to get lulled into that sense of false security where I believe things will get better and then they don't. You know what I mean? Same thing with Trump. A lot of people are like, oh, don't criticize Trump. Just continue the line, forward the line. No, I think Trump needs criticism every now and again, or frequently sometimes. And it should be completely fine to criticize the man. If I'm going to support someone, I'm going to criticize them more than, say, my opponent, because the guy I'm supporting, I want him to do right by me. Just saying. FAC NYC and all Democratic cities. I do agree, Amsher, but if we can flip those cities to red, I don't know how we can do it. But, you know, Joey's brought up an excellent point with the split vote that could happen from all the different people running in New York City right now. The Mamdani guy, Cuomo. What was that? Oh, it was the goal for Rumble Rants. Thank you so much again, by the way, Amtru. That's really awesome. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I'm gonna have to go and change the goal now. I up the goal every time. I don't know how to reset it. But I usually up it by like 10 every time. I don't know. I don't know what a good number to up it by is. But I love hearing the sound effects, the little grunt birthday sound effect. I love it. So okay, we're at 80. So I guess I'll up it to 90. I don't even know how to reset it because I didn't get $80 this stream. It's been like over the course of a couple weeks. I don't know. Held to a higher standard for sure. All the sane people have already left those cities. I mean, I don't fully agree with that. I mean, Joey Cannoli, if you know who Joey Cannoli is, he, you know, it still lives in New York. I'm sure he's got friends that are of similar opinion to him, you know. I live in California. I don't live in LA, but I don't live super far. I mean, just living in California is probably enough. But no, I think there's still sane people here, and I think there's a lot of people that are stuck here. I mean, to some extent, I'm stuck here. I mean, I could flee to another state and be homeless for a little while and try to figure things out, but then I'd be leaving my family and my friends behind. I don't know. It's a hard one. But as I was saying, when you have all these different people running, you could flip the city. You could absolutely flip the city. Just a thought. Guys, make sure you hit the like button too. We're only at 3. Well, my goal says 3 likes. We're only at 3 likes, guys. Hit the like button. That only counts on Rumble though. So if you're on YouTube, you gotta come over to Rumble. Rumble's where it's at anyway. I thought this was interesting. The FBI blocked a probe into the alleged 2020 election plot by China because it would contradict Director Wray's testimony to Congress, documents show. And this is from the New York Post. I didn't pull this one up. So let's go through this one since Donald Trump shared it. Because, I mean, it is an interesting story. FBI blocked probe into the alleged 2020 election plot by China because it would contradict Director Wray's testimony. So I did read that. What's up, Shitty Gov? The FBI blocked an investigation into alleged Chinese effort to meddle in the 2020 election to help the former President Joe Biden because it would have made the then director Christopher Wray look bad. Documents released by the Bureau show. The documents provided to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley by the FBI and released on Tuesday detailed the alleged election interference plot, which was obtained by the Bureau's Albany field office in August of 2020 from a credible confidential source and was subsequently suppressed by FBI headquarters. The sources relayed to the Chinese government had produced a large amount of fraudulent U.S. driver's license using data collected by millions of TikTok accounts. Wow. That would allow tens of thousands of Chinese students and immigrants sympathetic to the Chinese Communist Party to vote for the U.S. presidential candidate Joe Biden, despite not being eligible to vote in the United States. I wonder if Donald Trump even read this fucking article because it literally says within the first paragraph, first paragraph that they got this from TikTok. They got all of the information and data they needed for these fraudulent driver's license on TikTok. And then you have all these politicians talking about how we don't need to ban TikTok and how it's not a problem and how Meta and X and all these other social media steal your information anyway and it doesn't matter, right? Well, here you fucking go. You have a foreign government-controlled social media company that has access to a bunch of people's data, and they were using that to create fake U.S. driver's licenses that were then used to vote in our elections. And to top it all off, the FBI director lied or made some statements about it that were false, and to protect him, they didn't investigate it. I love this country, man. I love this country so much. Any single person, like, I'm glad it's coming out now, but any single person involved in this needs to face jail time. This is ridiculous. Let's see, San Francisco, LA, Baltimore, Detroit, New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, Seattle, Portland, all Democratic-held cities beyond corruption. Let them fail. The real estate grift in New York City is insane. I mean, I do agree, I am true to an extent. It's hard to argue. I just don't want to cede ground to these communists. California is such a beautiful place. I don't want them to take control of it forever. Yay, TikTok should be banned. I've been saying that forever. I don't know why Trump flipped on that. Go figure. I would have done the same. Not hard. I mean, yeah, it's hard, dude. But any single person, whoever decided, whoever was the person that was like, ooh, if we investigate this is really gonna hurt the director. Let's just shove that to the side. If we could prove who did that, bars, handcuffs, perp walk, whatever we got to do, man. The information about the alleged plot was circulated in a September 25th, 2020 FBI intelligence information report. Guys, we're closer to 2026 than we are to the start of 2025 now, by the way. So this is now almost 6 years that they've known about this. Just saying. Just a thought. One day after Wray testified to Congress that the Bureau was unaware of any coordinated national voter fraud effort and recalled minutes after it was issued. Based on conversations with the key individuals involved, it was conveyed that the recall of the IIR was abnormal. FBI Assistant Director Marshall Yates wrote in a June 27 letter to Grassley. Yates noted that the IIR was recalled at the direction of the FBI headquarters after it prompted a significant attention within the Bureau, and even though it was coordinated and disseminated in textbook fashion, the recall was purportedly issued so the Albany field office could re-interview the source, but even after the sources were re-engaged and provided additional context to support the existence of an election interference plot, the FBI headquarters maintained its position not to republish the report. One reason cited for not releasing the IIR was because the reporting will contradict Director Wray's testimony. Absolutely ridiculous. They do an investigation. They have all of this evidence that's like, they clearly have voter fraud here. China was clearly using individuals' data from TikTok to make false driver's licenses to then vote in our election, but let's not publish that information because the director said that it's not happening. I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. Just the cities, not the states. That's fair, I'm sure. I'll retreat from any city, but not California, maybe. I am babysitting sprinklers for the end of the workday. It's not glamorous, but it's maintenance. Nice, shitty gov. Work is work. That is a good thing, right? Better than a busy day full of chaos. End of the day, shitty gov. There you go. I just want all communists out of the country. Why is it so hard? I mean, communists aren't people. We should be able to do it. Pays my slave debt. I mean mortgage. I also want commies to go away. Maybe a work camp mining asteroids would be good for commies. Sadly, Amtrue, our own freedom allows them a voice here in the United States. And that's another issue I've talked about before. Our own enemies will use our rights against us. We believe in things like the Second Amendment and the First Amendment and all these other rights, but these other people that don't believe we should have these rights, the right to, practice our own religion, practice speech and stuff like that, they will use those exact beliefs against us. They'll say whatever they want, knowing that we'll protect their speech, even if they're condemning our own. But I follow Tim Pool's thought process. Do not protect the speech of those that wouldn't protect your speech. It's that simple. Do not protect the rights of those that would not do the same for you. I'm not going to protect the rights of someone if the roles were reversed, wouldn't do the same for me. It should be that simple. I thought commies couldn't be citizens. McCarthy didn't go far enough during the Red Scare, right? It is against the law to be a communist and have a political position. Commies were expressly left out of Civil Rights Act. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I keep saying this too, as far as New York goes, we should absolutely, like, if you live in New York, you know anybody that lives in New York, vote for Mamdani. Just vote for him. I want to see what happens. I literally just want to see what happens. Whether it's like conflict with the federal government or just a collapse of the city. I just want to see. Sorry, Joey. But no, so this is a really crazy story. I sincerely wonder if Trump only read the title and was like, oh, I'm sharing it, because it literally says that they used TikTok in this. And then it goes on to talk about other things, but go over to Truth Social if you want to check that out. Do we have an ad for Truth Social today, since I'm going through Truth Social? No. We have a ad for Blockbuster. It's only 9 cents though. I'm not doing it. I'll do an ad read for 1775 Coffee. You guys want a 1775 Coffee ad read? Sorry, you get one, because guess what, guys? I need money for next month. I'm broke and I need money for birthdays and other things. So let's see. What's my script today? You still haven't tried 1775 Coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits harder than a CNN fact check, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip, because freedom isn't scooped with plastic, a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's political opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler that says, I don't take life advice or caffeine from a woke sea witch. $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who have been watching 1775 blow up and on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Start your day with coffee that actually backs what you believe. There we go, guys. We got through that ad read. Back to the chats. What are you guys talking about? Gotta close this down, moving things around. There we go. 1775 ass wipe. It's just corn husk. Choose from dried or green husk. Both work terribly. Oh my, that's horrendous. Why would you give me that thought? We all need money. Hey, we all need money. That's right. That's why I did that ad read. Gotta do ad read sometimes. I agree. Let the communist Islamic guy win, Mayor. I got popcorn. That's what I'm saying. If I live in New York, I'm voting for the commie. I'm sorry. I also like his comments on Israel. They were all up on that panel. I just got to say, single thing that I'm voting for the guy, he was up on that panel. They're all talking about where they're going to go visit in fucking Israel. And then they get to him and he's like, I'll go visit my constituents in their Jewish neighborhoods. And then they're like, you're not going to go to Israel? No, I loved that answer. But just based off that answer, I'm voting for the guy if I lived there. Just saying. But anywho, I think we're done with this article. I want to move over. I'm done with Donald Trump's tweets. I've got plenty of other things to talk about. Did he? I don't think he had anything else that was super major. He's just talking about gas prices being low, unless you're in California, because Californians love to tax their gas, I guess. We read the one about Vietnam. He's talking about the big beautiful bill again. He's talking about having an economic renaissance if it passes. I mean, you know, I hope he's right. I will be the first to say that I'm wrong if I'm wrong. So I do admit I'm pleased that my overtime will be a better payout now. I mean, you know, that's what I mean. Like I can't complain about the tax cuts, because tax cuts are great in general. It's not the tax cuts that I would have liked, but better than nothing. So let's move on to this other story. Tim was talking about this the other day. And let me just double check for you guys. Let me just make sure you all can see it. Let me go over to this screen here. Boom. This is a Not the Bee article. Just for all of you. Look at that there in the top left. Not the Bee. All right. So what's the title? The newest left-wing conspiracy is that Trump is throwing migrants off of planes into the ocean. For real. This is an actual theory that Democrats and Blue Anon are sharing. I only use X or Twitter, and only because Elon bought it. I hate social media. Just pass the damn thing and get it over with. I'm honestly there at this point, Amtrue. It doesn't matter. Both sides are evil. Both sides lose. Or no matter who you go for, you're losing either way. Might as well take the wins where you can get them, I guess. Even if they're minuscule, like an increase in budget for immigration and customs enforcement, because I really, really want to see mass deportations. That's the only thing getting me to say fuck it, just push the bill through. I want more funding for immigration and customs enforcement. But anyway, back to immigrations and customs enforcement. Apparently, Democrats think they're being thrown into the ocean. Why do they think they're being thrown in the ocean? Well, I don't know. Blue Anon is not doing well this week. Warning language. The newest conspiracy theory on TikTok is that ICE is loading up illegals on cargo planes and tossing them in the ocean. This is Trump derangement syndrome level 1000. Natural selection go burr. The only people are certifiably... these people are certifiably insane. We need Darwin's Law to come back in vogue. Send the first Marines back to Quezon. Vietnam should be a U.S. territory. Damn. Lefties think we live in a movie. Yeah, apparently we do. So let's see what this crazy lady says. Mexico and Canada should be territories, and Greenland the 51st state. Just saying. I'm sure I'm right there with you. We should take everything from Texas to just a little bit past Panama. We need to secure the Panama Canal. Everything from Texas to Panama and the Panama Canal. We need it. Should be ours. What's up, Tin Fin Man? Just lurking, sending an obligatory engagement chat. Super awesome. Really appreciate that. There is a new requirement for all of you that want to support your Rumble creators for the month. Make sure you at least put one chat in their live chat. Rumble wants to know that you're not a bot. So prove that you're not a bot. I have a lot of really cool emojis you can use in the chat. If you don't know what to say, just throw up a random emoji. That works too. Or throw up some American flags like Amtrue just did. Just some engagement. Do that for all of the people you want to support on Rumble when they go live. It just shows that you're not a bot, and it tells Rumble you're not a bot. Anyway, carrying on. Let's see this video. I really want to see this.
Guys, they're throwing the deportees out of the planes and into the ocean. No, this is not a drill. No, this is not fear-mongering. They're shackling people, flying out into open ocean and throwing them out. Okay? The flight patterns, there's people tracking them on this app.
Guys, they're tracking the planes. They're tracking the planes, guys. They're...
Yeah, I'm a beast, bro, in the chat. I got you, bro, but I am a bot. We're all bots. We're all NPCs. It's okay. It's understandable. I understand. Here, you get a Tom and Jerry, the little Tom and Jerry emote. There we go. But so yeah, they're tracking the planes, guys. These planes, they're turning around midway through the ocean. They must be throwing them in the ocean.
The flights going out with the deportees, watching them go out to open ocean and circle back. A family in Italy saw 5 shackled bodies wash up on the shore. No, but seriously? On everything that you stand...
So, the conclusion is that they're tracking government flights, and they're turning around midway through the ocean, and unrelated story, 5 bodies were found ashore in Italy, shackled. Where's the correlation here? Just first thing that comes to mind, right? If the government's going to do this, they're not going to let you track the fucking plane. They're not going to let you be like, hey, this is the plane that they're going to go drop all those immigrants into the ocean on, and then look, it circled back midway through the ocean. They must have dropped them off. No, idiots. And I'm an idiot because I just unplugged my mic. Now I can't hear anything or myself. There we go. I know you guys can still hear me. This is beyond the pale, just nuts. I mean, not a bad idea, just not happening. I don't think it's a good idea, Amtrue. I mean, it's funny, but like you guys were saying, we're not in a movie. Fishy, wait, I'm surrounded by automatons. Where's my orbitals? Quick, calling a 380. 500K. Only 5 rookie numbers. Yeah, that's the thing, too. Like, only 5? You're talking about cargo planes. Where, why, how do these people even get through a day? Boggles the mind. Yeah, let's watch the rest of this video. We're not done yet, guys. We're not done. And we have 21 amazing people in here. I should actually lower the goal. I don't know why I have it at 15. The like goal is only 10, guys. I'm gonna put it to 10. I forgot to update it. There we go. I put it up to 15 from hitting 10 yesterday, I think. We're only 4 away. If you haven't hit the like button yet, it only counts on Rumble, so do that. But I appreciate everyone chatting it up today. You guys are really killing it in the chat. Easy fix, live stream the deportations, flights, and deportations. Dude, that's what I was saying. Give me access. I will set up if you guys know who Tim Pool is, he's got Chicken City, right? I will set up live stream cameras like Chicken City, and then we can have goals for donations, and then like, I don't know, they can have like parties and stuff like that when they hit certain goals. That way, like, it encourages Democrats to even watch and promote it, because they're like, no, we have to save the deportees, and they start donating to the stream, so that way they can get, like, you know, parties and like buffets and stuff. I think it's a great idea. And then when it's their time to go, we can have the cameras follow them onto the planes and all the way to their destinations. It's an excellent idea. You just added on to it. Amazing. Love it. Love the idea. Let's continue.
Stand for, whether it's bullshit, consumerist propaganda, or actual leftist good values, or whatever the fuck it is you believe in, things are getting serious. I know I'm a small creator and the likelihood that I am shadow banned is very small, but I'm telling you, I'm fairly certain I am shadow banned because I talk about this stuff. If you look at my like to view ratios, they're great. I have several viral videos. I don't understand why I'm doing so badly. No, my shit's not boring. No, I'm not boring. No, I'm not fun.
I think you're just crazy, lady. Could be why. That, or it could be that there's just a lot of people online. I mean, I'm trying to grow my channel and stuff too, but there's a lot of competition. Maybe it's just you're crazy and there's other competition. There's other things to watch. I don't. Just a thought. I'm a Beast Breath said they should airdrop them into the new Florida Gator Detention Center like a Gator Battle Royale. Hey, that's what I was saying yesterday, talking about that stuff, because it's like, I mean, just imagine getting out of that. Like, imagine getting out of that, and then you have to trek through the Everglades. Man, woman prattle. What are you talking about, Shitty Gov? Dude, that's an effing great idea. Make them pay literally like EA does microtransactions. That's what I'm saying. You are insane, though. I like the... Oh, he's talking about the... I like the name Amtrust, but you're insane, though. Hey, what's he talking about? Wait. Where am I? More to the video. Oh, okay. All right, anyway, let's finish this clip. Because there's more to this article. It explains what's more likely what's happening other than this conspiracy. So let's see.
Money or not okay to look at, or whatever the fucking issue is that would cause me
Kid
to
screaming
not
in the
be
background.
getting
She's a single
the
mom,
likes
probably.
and follows and views that I should be getting based off of the ratios of the
Supposed to be babysitting her kids, and she's sitting here doing a political rant.
videos that I do put out. I'll keep talking about this stuff. I'll keep making videos. Am I getting a little discouraged? Yeah. But understand, things are getting... We're frogs in already boiling water. We're in the boiling water. The water is roiling boil. Okay?
I mean, I agree with her there. It's just, what's interesting about that is that Democrats and Republicans will say the same thing. We're frogs boiling in a pot. But the interesting I find about that is that we believe we're boiling in a pot for different reasons. And I always find it interesting. So what it is, I'm not sure what's funnier, this, that they're throwing the deportees out of the planes and throwing them into the ocean, or this, that actual good leftist values, or the fact that half of her very important video is spent talking about how she's obviously being shadow banned, so she can't warn people about literally Hitler. Trademark. God damn it. Fucking, I need to read more of the not the B articles. Hitler trademark. I wasn't ready for that. But this is really what the leftists believe. And then they're showing more tweets of people showing flight paths and stuff. Ice plane leaves for Sudan. Sudan says ice plane never arrives. Ice plane arrives back empty. Shackled bodies wash up on the shore in the beach of Majorca, downstream of a U.S. regime airbase. Wait, I'm confused. The first lady said shackle the bodies washed ashore in Italy. The second lady with a nose ring, pentagram, and green hijab in her profile picture says it was Spain. The only scandalous deportation flight to Africa is one bound for South Sudan that got stuck in Djibouti Hopefully I said that right. ICE agents and deportees both after an activist leftist judge halted Trump's deportations plan, and the agents were instructed to wait at a nearby U.S. naval base camp, Lemonnier. But if y'all are going to accuse the democratically elected president of dropping bodies out of planes, an awfully expensive way of killing millions of alien criminals to prove we're all evil Nazis, we're going to meme about it for fun. Oh my god. True. I was deep sea fishing in the Gulf of America last weekend. I saw a plane fly overhead. After it flew by, I saw several figures being tossed out and faintly heard someone screaming, "Hey, yeah, yeah." Oh man, I love the bee. Not the bee. 100% accurate. I was able to capture this video evidence of ICE agents throwing illegals into the ocean where they belong. Oh my god.
Get him out! No, please!
There have been at least 5 bodies found near Spanish island Molokai since mid-May. I saw the picture of a few of African migrants whose bodies washed ashore. Absolutely horrific stuff. Multiple bodies found with hands and feet tied in the Mediterranean Sea off of Spain. And then that's a CBS News article. But what's more plausible here? And before we go into what's more plausible, I want to make sure I'm not missing any of the chats. Reminds me of the movie Condemned with Stone Cold. Let's see. Throw illegal criminals on an island and let them figure it out. That's how we got Australia, though. They don't even understand airplanes and physics. I mean, what's more plausible here? That the Trump admin is secretly dropping shackled North Africans out of a C-130s after flying across the Atlantic Ocean to reach a specific point in the Mediterranean where the bodies are likely to wash up near a popular tourist destination? Or are the traffickers that have spent a decade creating a massive human smuggling operation from North Africa to Europe tossed 5 to 6 passengers overboard after the passengers caused problems or didn't pay? What's more plausible? What's more plausible? Huh? That the U.S. government threw a bunch of illegal immigrants out of a C-130? Or that a bunch of human traffickers had some rowdy passengers, if you want to call them that, rowdy slaves, and decided to throw them overboard? I mean, seriously, what's more plausible here? It's ridiculous. They don't understand airplanes and physics. Nothing to do with human trafficking. Nothing to see here. Yeah, anytime it's anything to do with human trafficking, it's always brushed to the side. It's not that. It's not human trafficking. Ignore your lying eyes. It's definitely illegal immigrants. It's all about. It's almost as if the leftists don't realize that these human smuggling networks exist, or that the traffickers don't care about human life, or that they routinely cut their losses. Go watch The Sound of Freedom. Go watch the movie Sound of Freedom. If you haven't watched it, I implore you, please stop the stream now even. Go figure out where it is and go watch that movie. Sound of Freedom. Go watch that movie. Every year, tens of thousands of migrants set off to Europe from Africa in fragile wooden boats. There's growing evidence that these perilous journeys are marred by horrific crimes. Read the full investigation. I mean, yeah, that's human trafficking. They human traffic people this way. I mean, the same is true along the U.S.-Mexico border, where the cartels toss babies overboard to evade Border Patrol if they are spotted while crossing the Rio Grande, or routinely murder girls after gang raping them, or forcing the migrants they traffic into slavery to work off their debts. That's all very incredibly true, and that's exactly why I'm in full support of the U.S.-Mexico war in order to quell the cartels. It's absolutely horrific what goes on over there. But instead of understanding their horrors that the mass migration incentivizes, the wokies say the president is chucking migrants out of planes. P.S. Check out our latest video. But, I mean, this is just ridiculous. I just wanted to bring this up because it really is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous story. You know, you have a lot of ridiculous people on the right that come up with wild theories. But this is quite a theory. This is quite the theory out there. I mean, seriously, what's more plausible? What is more plausible? We're talking about the world's most powerful government that we have ever seen. They're going to disappear people by throwing them into the Mediterranean? Even if they're going to do that, why would they let you track the plane, and why would they throw them in a location where they are likely to end up on shore? There's a lot of places in the ocean that they could drop them where they would never be found, or they could make them sink. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Just send in the Rangers and Marines. Cartels would be done in a week. I mean, they have a lot of people embedded here in the United States, though, so I don't know about a week. It really would depend on how hard we go on them. Because if it's anything like Afghanistan and we start kicking in doors, it might not look so pretty and it might last a lot longer. 40-pound mortar would make the cartels sit up and notice. They also have a lot of militarized weaponry themselves, though. True. That's the worry. I don't think it would be super easy of a fight, but assuredly we'd win. Thank you, Joey, for rating the stream. Rated by Outworld Live. Go follow Outworld Live if you're not already following them. What story did I want to move on to? Let's talk about this one. So, there's been a lot of talk about the civilians would back the United States. Yeah, I would hope. I would hope. But there's a lot of people that are loyal to other countries. I mean, there's a lot of Republicans that are loyal to Ukraine, which is a story we'll get into soon. But, so UPenn updates swimming records to records set by Leah Thomas, settling with feds on transgender athletes. You don't remember this story? This is the transgender swimmer, Leah Thomas. Oh, what goal was completed? Oh, we hit our like goal. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. We hit our like goal. Hell yeah. Let's set a new goal. Let's set it to 15, I think. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and then someone removed a like. How dare you? Wait, and then you put one back. What? I'm confused. Okay, well there you go. So UPenn updates swimming records, and Leah Thomas is the person that beat Riley Gaines. So the University of Pennsylvania on Tuesday modified a trio of school records set by the transgender swimmer Leah Thomas, and has said it would apologize to the female athletes disadvantaged by her participation on the women's swimming team, part of a resolution of a federal civil rights case. The U.S. Education Department and Penn announced that the voluntary agreement of the high-profile case has focused on Leah Thomas, who last competed for the Ivy League school in 2022, when it is a he, because he is transgender, he wants to appear as a female, when he became the first openly transgender athlete to win an NCAA Division 1 title. What are you guys saying in the chat? Damn, that was loud. Life is confusing. Sorry, Clint. Everyone, like the stream you're watching, just tap the button, man. Just tap that button, hit the like button. We're trying to hit 15 now. Just saying. And then we had who was that earlier? Was that Am True with the Rumble rant? Yeah, we had Am True come in with a $10 Rumble rant. What's the biggest Rumble rant I've gotten? I think the biggest Rumble rant I've gotten was 20. But then I've also been gifted 5 subs, which I think was 35 or 30 or 25. No, it might be 30. Anyway, irrelevant. I got distracted. Anyway, so this is great. This is great from Penn. I was looking forward to this. It really seems like the transgender movement is going away. They're slowly losing more and more, and I love to see it. The U.S. Education Department of Penn announced, okay, we read that. The Department of Investigation at Penn, Trump's administration broader attempt to remove transgender athletes from girls and women's sports, concluding that the University in Philadelphia had violated the rights of female athletes. Under the agreement, Penn agreed to restore all individual Division I records and titles to female athletes who lost to Thomas and send a personalized apology. And send a personalized apology letter to each of those swimmers, the Education Department said. By Tuesday afternoon, the Penn website showed other athletes holding the school's top times in Thomas's events. The site was annotated with a note that read, competing under eligibility rules in the effect at the time, Leah Thomas set program record in the 100, 200, and 500 freestyle during the 2021-2022 season. While Penn's policies during the 21 and 22 swim season were in accordance with the NCAA eligibility rules at the time, we acknowledge that some student athletes were disadvantaged by these rules. We recognize this and will apologize to those who experienced a competitive disadvantage or experienced anxiety because of the policies in effect at the time. Thomas did not respond to a request for comment sent to her representatives. His representatives. I absolutely hate that we still play that stupid pronoun game. We're almost there. Maybe we'll stop soon. As part of the settlement, the university must also announce that it will not allow males to compete in female athletic programs, and it must adopt biology-based definitions of male and female, the Education Department said. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Great news. Big win. That's a huge win for the whole trans in women's sports argument. Absolutely amazing. Something I should do. Let me switch back to the desk. Go back to the desk. I want to see if Riley Gaines has made any. Riley Gaines had to have made some comments on this, right? So let's go pull up her socials. Now, what are you guys saying in the chat? Everyone liked the stream. Yep. Came in, lol, liked the stream, and got my ears blown out. Sorry, Clint. I don't know how to lower that. Was it the grunt birthday sound effect? Did you at least like the grunt birthday sound effect? Was it at least a good sound effect? Because if it's a good sound effect, then I think it's allowed to be loud, you know? Better than getting your back blown out. You got a point. That's crazy. Where's my... I don't see my Rumble... Why are my Rumble chats not popping up? That's what I want to know. My Rumble chats have not been popping up. Rumblebot. What's going on here, Rumblebot? Hang on. Let me go... I gotta go fix Rumblebot. Rumblebot. Okay. Settings. Currently live. Yes, I am live. Chat widget. Correct. Okay. Add this URL as a browser source. Right. Okay, let me copy that. Let me go put this in here. See if it fixes it. Boop and do that. Boom. Okay, did that fix it? We will see. It is incredibly hot, guys.
Where's my money, bitch?
Oh, a $1 Rumble ran from Guido. What's up? What are we talking about here? You got a point, Tommy. He said, "Excuse me." Oh my. Wait, hang on. Tyler. Oh, Tommy.
Where's my money, bitch?
Hang on. You guys are sending Rumble rants. Hang on. Hello? Yes, I see you. It's MAGA month. It is MAGA month. That's why I got all the new updated stuff. You guys should go check out my Twitter and everything. Because I updated all of my socials. I got the American flag and stuff. Yes, T-Bone. I am messaging you. It should be the same link. That same link should work. If not, let me get the invite. Okay, I'm getting ready. Okay, he said he's getting ready. Okay, does Riley Gaines have comments on this? I will get you to Idaho one of these days. One of these days. I mean, I could go stream out there. I'd use my phone to stream. I don't know how I couldn't pull up articles. It's the only issue. Let's see. June 23rd. Today marks the... Okay, let me pull this up. Wait, is T-Bone in here yet? T-Bone is not in here yet. Yo, what's up, Sean? Let's see. Let's go here. I don't know why my Rumble chat's all broken. Because it's not showing you guys. It should be showing you guys. Yeah, it's not showing you guys. I'll fix it later. It's not showing the chat right now on screen, and I don't know why. But it's okay. I read most of your guys' chats anyway. And T-Bone should be joining us here in a moment. But in the meantime, I want to read some comments from Riley Gaines. This is from the Babylon Bee. Disqualified Leah Thomas. Ask if he can still just hang out naked in the Olympic women's locker rooms. So this is the Babylon Bee. This is a not the Bee. It's not a not the Bee article. So this is a fake article. They're just making fun of him. Riley Gaines said, "We laugh, but there's an entire political party that calls men like this brave." Yep. And then what is this? Oh, is this Riley Gaines? Okay, this is Riley Gaines having comments on this. Let's see. Kicking it, man. Getting ready to stream some Chrono Cross in an hour or so. Hell yeah, Sean. Everyone go Go follow Sean's Eye View.
Congratulations to
Oh, why is it so quiet?
The real national champion in the women's 500.
Okay, wait, restart.
Congratulations to Emma Wyatt, the real national champion in the women's 500 freestyle that America, or at least those of us with common sense, recognized back in 2022, but now the record books have to recognize as well, as justice is finally being served. The University of Pennsylvania, which has been one of the biggest perpetrators
He's on
of
his
the
way.
abuse and mistreatment and emotional blackmail of women over the past few years, is now agreeing to come to the table to sign a resolution agreement to uphold Title IX federal law to restore all records, titles, honors stolen by a man on the women's swim team to their rightful owners, which would of course in this case be women, female athletes, and to issue personalized apologies to every single woman who was impacted by this man's inclusion on the women's team. I mean, are pigs flying? I can't even believe this. Granted, they had 100.
So yeah, the what's called. I don't really have anything to add because I mean I completely agree with Riley Gaines. Sean said thanks for the shout out, much appreciated, bro. Yeah, of course, Sean. Like I said, go follow Sean's Eye View. He's in the Rumble chat right now. Go follow him. LMAO, did you see the Babylon B follow up to that article? And then you got a link for it. Let's see. What is this? UPenn announces that Matt Walsh is new women's swim coach. Nice. Tommy T-Bone says he's in the room. I don't see you in the room. I don't see you. Join this link, maybe. I just DM'd you, T-Bone. I don't see you in the control room. Back to Riley Gaines. What's Riley Gaines saying?
$175 million.
Oh, wait. We had a question in the chat from Clint. I don't want to pass that. Yo, Sean, when you playing Northgard again? That's from Shitty Gov. Clint said, question for you by chance. Do you think that DeSantis is going to, is doing the alligator Alcatraz thing to keep his name in the news because he's trying to run for president with Marco? I think it certainly doesn't hurt to have things like that in the news. Will he run for president in the next election? I would say probably, especially because he won't have to contend with Trump again. So, yeah. Everyone like the video. If you haven't already, help the man build. We are the media now. Exactly. Then and then Sean stole from T-Bone. That's crazy. I'm not seeing T-Bone in here. T-Bone said he's in here, but I don't see him in here. T-Bone, where are you? Oh, we're almost at the like goal. Invite me in. I did invite you. Go look at your DMs. I can't see you. I sent you another link. Check DMs. I'll probably have to have some time to get some Northgard in later. 8-ish my time. Okay. So I guess Sean's gonna play Northgard later. Alright, let's watch the rest of this.
Over their head if they didn't do this, which I guess is enough to make
Oh, here's T-Bone. Wait, I can't hear you. You're not muted.
Oh, no, I am muted. I just pressed the mute button.
So
My fault.
You're not muted on my end.
I was gonna say, I'm just like, why can't you hear me? Nah, I just messed up. I don't know how to talk.
Hello, T-Bone. Welcome to Tyler
Hi, buddy.
Today
How
Live.
are you?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah,
today.
I'm so excited. It's first time being on Tyler Today News. Hey, yo, let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about Leah Thomas and a transgender with this really hot blonde. What's her name? Riley Gaines.
Basically. So
So
gist
she's
of
gonna
the
get
story-
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me.
The gist of the story is that UPenn caved, and UPenn is now updating their swimming records to that were set by Leah Thomas, and they're settling with the feds on the transgender athletes case. So now the the swimming records that Leah Thomas held are now being removed and deleted, wiped from the UPenn's records, and the runner-ups are now being moved up a peg.
So that means Riley Gaines is actually gonna get her award and shit.
Well, so Riley Gaines was not second place. I believe she was like third or fourth.
Yeah, she was fourth. No,
So
she was fourth because
right.
yeah, she was fourth.
So
That's
she
what
got
the
knocked
entire
off the
problem
podium.
was. Yeah, she got knocked off the podium, and I'm just like, bro, that's a dude up there, and they tied apparently, but they still gave it to Leah Thomas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a big problem.
So I was watching her video. We were just watching her video just now, and she's talking about how the university is now coming out, and they have to, the university even said they're going to give everyone their rightful trophies, and they're going to have handwritten apology letters.
I feel like they should do more.
They probably should do more.
That
but
just
that's
might
a
be
big
me
win.
though, but like they should do so much more than just a handwritten letter.
What more should they do? Like a reimbursement of their tuition or something? Like
Reimbursement of their tuition? I guess you can't go back in time and, you know, have all that stuff. I mean, I guess damages. She could totally sue for damages.
yeah.
Because if she would have won, if she would have won, she would have lost a shit ton of opportunities. She would have got third place. She would have been able to go to the Olympics or whatever. But no, all those opportunities were taken away from her, and now she's just an advocate. And thank God she's hot. No disrespect on Riley Gaines, but like if you were kind of butt ugly, I don't think you'd get the attention and the I guess push from the average person if you were just kind of some butt ugly female athlete. No offense.
Right.
Tyler, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that you joined Joey's room and not mine, and you were telling me to
shut up.
You were telling me to bring you in.
Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Joe Bob's like, what are you doing? I'm like,
Joey ratted you out in my chat. He's like, he joined my room. My thoughts. I don't know what more you could give them other than here's your title. The rules that we had. I mean, they came out and said the director or whatever, the head of UPenn came out and said the rules we had set were unfair, and we are trying to right that wrong. So I don't know. Maybe a reimbursement of tuition if they didn't have scholarships already, but even then, I don't know if like maybe that's too much. But
the opportunities, I'm still stuck on the opportunities. She probably missed out on thousands of dollars in opportunities, sponsorships, deals, everything else. Like,
I don't
if
think
I were her, I'd probably sue for all that stuff.
I mean, I don't think she'd have a case at this point, just because the court would be like, "But you're famous now. You got famous from the whole incident." So, I mean, there is that argument. Like, what opportunities did she miss out on by not getting on that podium? But she
missed out on sports opportunities. No. This is the exact case that I would bring. Yes, I'm famous now because I'm talking about politics and I'm more in government and I'm more outspoken. Before I was an athlete, this was my life. Swimming was my life. And all of you people took it away from me because of your stupid ass rules. And the only thing I'm going to get in return is a handwritten letter. Come on. Come on, Tyler. Tell me that's not fair.
I mean, they're gonna give her the title as well, so they'll give her third place title.
Whoop-de-fucking-do. What's a third place title gonna fucking do a couple years later?
Yeah.
Nothing. A sponsorship or something, a deal could have been struck immediately right after that. But no. They want to have these stupid ass rules.
Well, it's not even a couple of years. This is 4 years on. Because this was 2022.
Even worse.
2021, 2022.
That's right.
Time flies, man. Time flies. Let's see what else Riley has to
let's
say
watch
about
this
that.
video.
Yeah, here, wait. Let me make sure I'm sharing. I'm not sharing my video over to you. Okay. Can you see that? Okay.
Anyone find their spine.
A little quiet. I
even
can't up
still,
it.
This is so historic, and again, the first step and accountability and transparency, responsibility, and again, justice being served. I say the first step because, of course, there is more to be done. We need the NCAA to follow suit, which is exactly why I'm suing the NCAA in the Gaines versus NCAA lawsuit. These are some of the things we're asking from the NCAA as well. But hopefully this sets the precedent and sends a message to every single institution, high school, college, amateur sports, Olympic level sports. You cannot continue to discriminate against women with these regressive policies without the fear of backlash, again, in terms of public pressure and in the court system and from the Trump administration. I'll speak personally and say that I have been relentless in this pursuit the past 3 years. So to say I feel vindicated and again grateful for the leaders holding these people accountable would be an understatement. So I'll be waiting for my apology from the University of Pennsylvania, and I'll keep you guys updated. And if you like
that's what I went to her.
You know what's
page
really
for.
crazy?
That's what I went to her page for.
Thank
though.
you.
I was hoping that she would have already received the apology, but I will be sure to show whatever she posts when she does receive that. But what were you going to say, T-Bone?
I see. I told you, Tyler. I told you that she has to sue the NCAA. She genuinely does.
Well, she is. She and other 19 others.
And this 19 others.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, because there's a bunch of people pissed
That's
about
absolutely crazy.
There's a bunch of people pissed about the whole thing. So
yeah. Yeah.
Joey said he could take his headphones off and hear you from his kitchen.
Joe Bob, you know I'm louder than the average person. I mean, all I gotta say is I can't wait to see you during August 2nd, good sir.
That's only if his conditions are met. You know he has pre-met conditions.
You know, Tyler, you know what? I can't do all the conditions, but I can work on the conditions that I have set out to assist with.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Well, so my final thoughts on this topic though is big win for just the whole trans and women's sports debate, and a big win for the Trump administration as well, because this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for Trump threatening to pull the funding at UPenn. So big win for Trump. As mad as I am with politics going on right now with the big beautiful bill and crap, gotta give praise where praise is due. So big win here.
You know it'd be really, really crazy or something? I'd love to be able to see Leah Thomas or something, just to be able to see what's going on in his life. Not only that, but what have you done since your win? Are you still trying to be an advocate for the alphabet community? If so, I mean, good on you, guy, but not really the best in a sense.
Has Leah Thomas
at least my personal opinion.
I want to see if Leah Thomas made a comment.
Tyler, got anything?
I was just gonna say, I wonder if Leah Thomas has made any comments. Has Leah Thomas made any comments? No.
No.
Nope, no comments from Leah Thomas. I mean, I wouldn't say anything.
What do you mean?
If I was Leah Thomas, I'd stay quiet. Just be like, well, sucks to suck, I guess. Because like you can't come out and say anything. Everyone's in support of this. You can't come out and be like, oh no, they're stripping me, trans rights, yada yada, and everyone's just gonna be like, well, you're a dude, so.
Well, exactly the point. No. Legitimately have Leah Thomas do this solely based off the fact that we could see who the liberals are that are like, yo, this trans person, they deserve their rights, they deserve their medals. No, they shouldn't. They don't deserve shit, number one. Number two, all the people that are advocating for them to deserve their medals, they should probably just not,
And to what Sean is saying in the chat, he said, can we stop calling William by his preferred female name? Sean, I actually completely disagree with that. Legally, you can change your name. You just can't change your sex. So if he legally changed his name to Leah, I genuinely don't care. But he's not a woman.
But that's the thing. That's the wild thing with this group of individuals. They'll just say their name is whatever and not legally change anything.
I mean, again, that's
so
that's
on their
fine.
driver's license, it's still everything. This is the exact same. You know?
Yeah. Again, I don't care. Names are whatever. You know, people go by all sorts of different titles and names, and if they want to be called a certain thing, then whatever. I could choose not to use that as well. But that's a preference. When we're talking about things like sex and gender, those are immutable characteristics. Your name is mutable. It's changeable. You know, I don't care if someone wants to change their name. But if it's a name that's, you know, degenerate or gross or something I don't want to say, I just will choose not to refer to them. You know.
Valid.
But
what's this next story you got pulled up?
Let's see, what other stories? Oh, okay. I thought this one was interesting. You might like this story. Boom. Paramount will pay Trump $16 million in a settlement with Trump over 60 Minutes interview. So this has to do with the Kamala Harris interview that 60 Minutes put out, the one that they cut up to make her look better. Looks like Paramount, who owns 60 Minutes, is going to settle with Trump over that, because Trump is trying to sue them over that. Trump is trying to sue them for some insane amount. I think it was like a part of a $2 billion lawsuit. I think there's other people included in the lawsuit, so it's not just the 60 Minutes. But 60 Minutes is looking to settle for $16 million. We can read here.
So my question would be: would this $16 million go directly into Trump's bank account, or would this go to the U.S. government? Like, is the president, you know, doing this suit, or is Trump himself doing this suit?
That's a good question. I would think that it would have to be his administration, right? Or his campaign? Because where'd all his campaign funds go?
I'm asking the question, Tyler. I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
I have no idea.
Well, because like I'm assuming it would go to his campaign. It would be like kind of like his campaign funds. So whatever happens to those, that's where this money would. Whatever happens to that additional campaign fund would probably same thing would be with this, you know, unless it's him personally suing. But I don't. Here, maybe it says it in the article. Maybe we can get some clarity here. So from the Associated Press, in a case that becomes a closely watched test of whether a corporation would back its journalist and stand up to President Trump, Paramount Global decided to pay Trump $16 million to settle a lawsuit regarding editing a CBS's storied 60 Minutes news program. It says Global decided to pay Trump, not Trump's campaign or his administration. It says Trump. So I'm assuming it's a personal lawsuit. After effects of the deal are likely to linger, journalists were infuriated Wednesday, and a senator wants to investigate whether bribery laws were broken. The company was hoping to put the issue to rest as it seeks additional approval of a merger. Paramount, which owns CBS, says the money will go to Trump's future presidential library to pay his... Okay, so it does answer it here. So Paramount, which owns CBS, says all of the money, the $16 million, will go to Trump's future presidential library and to pay off his legal fees. It is not apologizing or expressing regret about the story. The company announced the deal overnight before a Wednesday morning shareholder meeting. So that's where the money's going to go. It's going to go towards, if you remember, his other... his other settlement that was made with I forget, MSNBC, I believe, and all of that money is going towards his presidential library. So this additional $16 million is going towards his legal fees and his presidential library.
Interesting. Now with Paramount settling, that basically, in layman's terms, is telling everybody, yeah, Paramount fucked up, Trump won, but Paramount doesn't want to go through the legal process, so they're just going to give him money to shut up, right?
Basically, it's basically like, all right, you know, we're not going to fight you in court over this. We don't really care. Just take the money and shut up. That's what it seems like.
Damn. That's fucking crazy.
Because, I mean, to be fair, though, if you looked at the 60 Minutes interview and you looked at the parts that they cut out, it definitely made Kamala look worse. They definitely made her look better by cutting out certain parts. So he definitely does have an argument as to whether that would have affected the election or not. He won regardless, but he could have won even more bigger, it would be his argument.
I mean, yeah, but why beat a dead horse? You know.
Well, I mean, I brought up a story earlier before you got in here, T-Bone. The FBI released memos showing that they have proof that China used data collected from TikTok to create false driver's licenses to vote in the 2020 election, except they chose not to publish the information because the FBI director at the time said that that was not happening and they did not want to contradict his statements. So because they didn't want to contradict his statements, they didn't release that information.
Because they didn't want to make one person look like a complete and utter fucking idiot because he's dumb and he's wrong.
But just think about that. Not only does it cover FBI corruption, it also covers the fact that we're getting data stolen from TikTok and that we have election fraud. Like, there's so much all in that one little story, you know? It's crazy. And I sincerely hope Trump read the fucking story, because I found it from his Truth Social. He reposted it. And in the first paragraph, it says that they obtained the information through TikTok. So if China's obtaining data from TikTok to make false driver's licenses, I don't know, Trump, maybe we should have fucking banned it. Should have banned TikTok. Why haven't we?
We haven't banned TikTok because
they kissed Trump's ass and helped him win.
They did. No, they did. They totally did. I mean, I don't want to say that they actually did, because the amount of 18 to 20 some year olds that are on TikTok is a lot, but the amount of them that will vote, fucking slim to none. I'm sorry, but like these people who are on TikTok, they're fucking idiots. They're just doom scrolling all day. They're like, oh, my brain is turning to mush. Like, they don't know exactly what's going on in the world, and it's pathetic. It genuinely is pathetic.
And the same thing can happen scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I just prefer that we keep that stuff in-house. I don't like a foreign government having control over what garbage my fellow citizens are fed. It's bad enough that we have other Americans feeding garbage through the feed. We don't need a foreign government doing it too, and then collecting their data on the back end.
No, that's valid. That's 100% valid. I don't trust the United States government. However, I trust other countries' governments a hell of a lot less.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever.
I just thought this was funny right here. It says Trump's lawyer claimed that he suffered mental anguish following the 60 Minutes interview in October with his Democratic opponent, then Vice President Kamala Harris, and he sued for $20 billion.
Isn't this exactly what the left does? Oh my gosh, they hurt my feelings. I'm going to sue. Oh my gosh, guys, my feelings, they're hurt. Oh no.
So Trump used their play against them.
Facts don't care about your feelings. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Sorry, I'm texting.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
What is this? But so it says the case highlights the decision by editors and putting news together. We don't really need to read the rest of this. It just talks about like the implications of the case. I am perfectly fine with Donald Trump suing these news organizations. If he has a case for it, then bring it out in court. Whatever.
Hey, Tyler, quick question. I don't know if this was finalized or anything, but did Trump finish that Fani Willis case or whatever?
The Fani Willis case?
Yeah.
Which one was that? Wasn't that the one with the
New York?
Yeah, that one's. Well, it depends. I'd have to double check because there's one that's still on pause. That's just not going forward, and then there's one where they're done and he already was convicted. Are you talking about the one where they have it on pause?
I don't know which one it was, but all I remember is Fani Willis was fucking the one the one lawyer or something, and it just got really, really weird. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is going on here?
She
she's just like openly admitting to just like having dinners and like alone time with one of the other lawyers or some weird shit. You
Yeah,
remember what I'm talking
I know what
about?
you're talking about. Yeah, the prosecutors were getting together, and yeah, I remember.
They were getting it on. Oh, they was getting it on.
All right. I want to move on to the fun stories. The fun stories now.
All right, what's the fun story, Tyler?
Okay, well, I just wanted to show this real quick because I thought this was cool. China's AI robots kick off the historic football league in Beijing. So China has hosted the world's first AI robot football match.
What? The fuck?
Yeah, I gotta mute the audio. It's got music. But yeah, look, they got robots out there, and then they have people that manage them for when they fall over. And it's literally they're AI. They're powered by AI. They can pick themselves up half the time. You can see that one getting up right there. Well, yeah, because sometimes look, they're coming in with the bed. Sometimes they don't get up.
Oh my. You know what this reminds me of? This is just the beginnings of Real Steel. You remember that movie, Tyler?
I've never seen that.
The one with Hugh Jackman and that kid that nobody fucking knows?
I've never seen the movie.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
No.
Okay, so it's Hugh Jackman. We're in the distant future, like 2040 or whatever, and he used to be like a boxer, right? Really, really good boxer, and now he's in charge of this robot who's a boxer now, and he apparently, instead of using the control pad, he copies him or whatever, and he basically the final fight, Hugh Jackman is legitimately fighting this other robot or whatever, but Hugh's robot is just like watching him, and he's just like copying every move, and like he finally win. But this is legitimately what this reminds me of: the movie Real Steel. Tyler, go look it up.
Sean says I know it T-Bone, and he agrees.
See, thank you. I know I'm right. I'm always right. Thank you very much.
So what I actually wanted to talk about, though, I just wanted to bring that up as kind of like a breakup. How would he know what you're talking about if he just said, I haven't seen the movie? Well, what he meant by do I know what he's talking about is because he was trying to explain the movie, I think. Right?
Yeah, like just because you haven't seen a movie doesn't mean you don't know the pop culture references or you haven't seen like little bits and shit.
Yeah, and I can get the concept, and I mean, because what it reminds me of is like a future of like a I Am Robot kind of thing, you know, like movies like that. That's what I look at when I see these kind of robots.
Oh, the Will Smith I Am Robot movie?
Yeah, that I see that one happening too. You know, like they develop sentience and they're like, whoa, you're just making us a bunch of slaves. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, didn't Elon already, build one of the iRobot robots?
Basically, I mean, it's their like Tesla version. But anyway, I want to get to these stories because we're running low on time. We're probably gonna end up going over a little bit.
Let's go.
Joe Bob can handle it. It's okay.
Joe Bob.
So, Republicans are tearing into the Pentagon's Ukraine weapon freeze. So, Republicans, I read that right. The Republicans are tearing into the Pentagon's Ukraine weapon freeze. Republican lawmakers are slamming the Trump administration's decision to halt some U.S. missiles and munition shipments to Ukraine, warning it risks emboldening Russia at a pivotal point in the war. Republican Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, co-chair of the Congressional Ukraine Caucus, said he would be aggressively looking into this matter following the White House's acknowledgement that the Pentagon froze deliveries of critical air defense weapons due to concerns over shrinking U.S. stockpiles. So, we have Republicans in Congress now that are complaining about the funding to Ukraine. The war in Ukraine's continuing, and it's actually ramping up again. And what I found interesting is that we have the Pentagon. They're concerned about shrinking U.S. stockpiles of munitions and defense weapons, right? Tell me, why the fuck are we sending our munitions that we're apparently short of to Israel? We're so short of them that we're going to stop sending them to Ukraine, but let's send another $510 million worth of these bombs that we're short of to Israel. Why?
You know what I think? Genuinely, Tyler? I think they're trying to pay something off.
Yeah, all the
like,
debt.
I don't
from
know
Epstein.
what they're trying to pay off,
Epstein's
but like
debt.
I I think they're trying to pay something off. Like there's no way that the United States would just openly give another country money. Like, I understand there's a war happening, but yo, we don't need to be sending over ammunition and stuff. I'm sorry, we are not the world police.
If we're short on these
take care of the United States before you take care of anything else. I'm sorry.
World War
This is exactly why when you're on a plane, and it's going down, the people, the flight attendants are like, hey yo, put your mask on first. Because if you don't put your mask on first, everybody else gonna be fucked. So you help yourself out, and then help other people.
And what are we getting from these deals? Like, it's not even a deal. It's literally just here you
that's
go.
What we're getting. Fuck all.
Yeah, here you go. We're getting a whole bunch of fu nothing. And then what happened to World War III pops off, and it's like, guys, we need to get our defenses ready. Oh crap, we're at 10% of what we're supposed to have because we were sending it out to all these other people. Great. Love it. I can't wait for us to be at a disadvantage because we were sending it out to these other countries.
Do you honestly think the United States is going to be at a disadvantage, though, with the amount of money that it spends on the military every single year?
We'll be fine. I just don't like the idea of us being short on a specific type of weapon because we thought it'd be a good idea to send it to someone else to use.
Hey, I don't like us being like that either, but I know for a fact that there's no country on the face of this planet that would be dumb enough to send an airplane or a missile into United States airspace.
Sure, but if
that country just will not exist in 24 hours. It just won't.
Yeah, but I see a scenario in which in the next 10 years we're split on 3 fronts: Russia, China,
100%.
Iran.
I don't doubt that, but that's in 10 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, but planning for the future, why are we still sending crap to Israel for them to continue to blow up tensions over there? I mean, we have this other story. Russia ramps up offensive on 2 fronts in Ukraine as both sides seek an advantage before the fall. So Kiev, Ukraine, and emboldened Russia has ramped up military offenses on 2 fronts in Ukraine, scattering Kiev's precious reserve troops and threatening to expand the fighting to a new Ukrainian region as each side seeks an advantage before the fighting season wanes in the autumn. Moscow aims to maximize its territorial gains before seriously considering a full ceasefire. And analyst and military commander said Ukraine wants to slow the Russian advance for as long as possible and extract heavy losses. What I think is happening here is because of the recent escalations from Ukraine trying to assassinate Putin, launching strikes deep into Russian territory. Putin is making a push forward to take as much territory as possible before winter comes, because during winter they will stop a lot of the fighting and then maybe get a ceasefire after that. But he's seeing an opportunity to take more territory than he already took, and he's going for it.
Isn't that exactly what happened during the Cold War? Is that why we call it the Cold War?
No, the Cold War was a Cold War because we were fighting through, like, third parties and, like, economically and stuff like that. It wasn't a direct war. That's why it was called the Cold War.
Okay, my bad.
So we were using like proxies. Yeah, we were using proxies for the Cold War. So I mean, technically,
isn't that what we're doing now, though?
Well, I mean, technically, we are. Ukraine is a proxy of NATO.
Whatever.
So I mean, but again, we see these tensions, racking up, and I have to ask the question: what is Trump doing? Trump said he would get these peace deals. I knew he wasn't going to do it in 24 hours, but we're now 7 months in. Or technically 6 because the inauguration's towards the end of January. So let's just say 6 months. We're 6 months in. We're half a year in. No progress has been made on the Ukraine-Russia front. If anything, it's been worse. It's worsened tensions.
I mean, I would say it kind of gotten a little better in a sense, because even when Trump was talking to Putin on the phone, and Putin asked, hey, is there anything we can do with Israel, Iran? Trump's like, no, but you can help me out with Russia. So, like, I think something is going on. Like, it can't just be stagnant. Like, people are dying. It can't just be stagnant that it's just going to continue. Something is going to change. Something is going to stop. Like,
I think
at some point, something will happen.
I think 5 years from now, the war will be over, but we'll be reading stories about how there's no young people in Ukraine anymore.
Well, legitimately, all the women came over here. Number one, number two,
they started getting drafted themselves. They started drifting women eventually.
Oh, this is true.
They started
this is true.
drafting women. The average age for a Ukrainian soldier, I believe, was somewhere in the 40s. They were 40 years old. The average age, mid-40s. The young people are gone. They've killed all their young people in this war. So I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. And then again, I don't see much progress on this front. Like you said, it can't go on forever, but I think where it goes is Ukraine's just going to put itself into a pit just so people like Zelensky and other people in power in Ukraine can continue to benefit themselves at the cost of their people. Same thing with Israel. I mean, there's no progress over here in Israel. Israel says, again, they've said this repeatedly, Israel says Gaza operation nearing end as Monday toll hits 100. And what they mean by Monday toll hits 100, they mean that there are approximately 100 casualties every day in Gaza due to the IDF. But how long have we been hearing? How long have we been hearing? The war's almost over, guys. War's almost over, guys. And then look at this. Israel acknowledges Palestinian civilians were harmed at Gaza aid sites, and they say lessons were learned.
Wasn't there a ceasefire or something?
Oh, that didn't include Gaza, T-Bone.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
So sorry. Yeah, we get to continue bombing civilians over there. I will reiterate. They can hit a nuclear scientist sitting in his recliner on the 4th floor of his apartment dead on, but they have to level an entire apartment with women and children to take out another Hamas terrorist.
Make it make sense, United States government.
It's just ridiculous. And it's not even that I'm pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza, whatever. They can go fuck themselves too, a bunch of terrorists. But I'm not going to sit here and say that the IDF is doing everything right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that they're both terrorists in their own right. If I was a Palestinian, I'd be screaming about the IDF terrorists. If I was over in Israel, I'd be screaming about the Hamas terrorists. So they're both fucking terrorists.
Gudo 240. I just want to say this in chat. I don't know, Tyler, can you see this? And my son wonders why I'm against him joining the Marines. Now, I can understand this, why you'd be against your child, joining the Marines, but hey, yo, the few, the proud, the Marines. Come on now. You can't just become a Marine and just like be a bitch.
Sean, I've never seen that comment. If you have a source for that, I would love to pull it up. He said Zelensky had said that he wants to make Ukraine a second larger Israel, and that they're just trying to purge Ukrainian bloodlines so they can flood it with Israelis. I've never seen that. That's an interesting theory. And then it says, I love watching first-person vehicle drone or first-person view drone footage of people last moments on Instagram. Not dystopian at all. Yeah, no, seriously, that stuff is so fucking depressing. I mean, just watching a Russian sit there and just submit. He knows he's not going to outrun the drone. He just sits there and waits for it. It's so, like you said, it's dystopian. It's not dystopian at all. No, it's really sad. It's really sad. Over 50% of Gazans, 10 to 7 were minors. If you backtrack to their last election, basically 15% of their population was old enough to vote back then, and only like 30% of them voted for Hamas. So that's what I mean. It's a large population of children over there, and they continually bomb them. And then, 10 years down the line, when we have a fresh batch of terrorists, it's like, oh, I wonder how that happened. Maybe because you killed all their parents and their cousins and their brothers. Guido said, to be clear, I'm for service, but I don't want him sent to some war that we shouldn't be involved in. And join the Coast. Be involved in join the Coast Guard. Yeah, join the Coast Guard, join the National Guard, do that stuff, do national defense. I'll try to find it. This was a while back, and shit gets purged real fucking fast these days when they say the quiet part out loud. Yeah, I absolutely agree there. So let's see. And then we have this story. The reason I wanted to bring up these stories, though, T-Bone, is because it just seems like Netanyahu is testing the waters, how far he could push Trump. Netanyahu snubs Trump's ceasefire plea with massive Gaza bombardment. This was from 2 days ago, Monday. And Israel amped up its bombing campaign against Gaza just hours after President Donald Trump urged Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to reach a ceasefire agreement. The latest bombardment against the occupied Palestinian territory represents one of the worst nights of strikes in several weeks, and was followed Monday morning by new evacuation orders from Israeli military for a number of areas in the north of the Strip, raising the specter of further ground assaults. So literally, Trump told Netanyahu, quit your shit, stop doing what you're doing, ceasefire now, bring the hostages home, because the Hamas still has some hostages. We have all the Americans that are still alive, or that were still alive. We got all of them out, but they still have Israeli and other hostages. And Netanyahu basically said, fuck you, Trump, I'll do what I want.
See, the reason I find that to be such a bad idea is because even Putin, whether it even be like 5%, was like, hey, yo, when Trump said, oh, if you don't stop this shit, I'm gonna bomb Moscow. Even if it's 5% that Putin believes it, Trump's crazy.
But things like
why
this,
these people don't believe what he would say? This man is crazy.
But things like this, though, T-Bone, weaken that argument. Because Putin sees this, and he's like, hey, that crazy guy that I think would drop a nuke on me is getting pushed around by a smaller country right now. And he's basically following their commands. Look, they started a war with another country. He made Trump go drop that bunker buster. He's looking at all this stuff like, look, he's just getting manipulated. That's
exactly why I don't believe the United States should be the world police.
But who if not us, who will? That's my question on that, because I agree, I don't want us to be either, but if not us, then who? China? Russia?
China would take the position. However, if that would be the case, no,
right,
but we should just do our own shit and let them do their own shit.
I worry where that goes, because if they're the world police and then everyone's beholden to them and we're off trying to do our own thing, I feel like it will get hindered to a point where they can come over and they'll be stronger.
You're telling me that you believe China will step foot onto United States soil?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they could cut us off from our allies if we're not careful.
Cut us off from our allies because we buy stuff from these allies, like resources and minerals and materials and shit?
If we're not the world police, then they're policing the trade routes. They're deciding who gets to move where and when, and it could affect a lot of our interests, yeah. And that's the whole reason we have the liberal economic order, right, is to further Western interests. And if we're not at the forefront of that, who is? Russia, China? Well, then their interests become the forefront, and we're on the sidelines. Everything that we do on the world stage is to benefit us, regardless of how it affects China, Russia, or whoever. And that's why a lot of people on the world stage don't like us, because they know we're putting ourselves first. Even when Biden's in office and he's doing a bunch of shit that we don't like, if you look at it, he's still technically putting the United States first. It's just in a way that we don't want it to be.
Did you just tell me that Joe Biden is putting the American country first?
He was. It just wasn't in the way that we would want it to. Is that blowing your mind a little bit, T-Bone?
Yeah, no, I can't fathom, I can't believe, I will not ever get behind the fact that Joe Biden was helping the United States by letting 20 million illegal citizens in.
I'm of the, well, see, that's the thing though, T-Bone, is
make it make sense.
I'll make it make sense for you right now. If I was a Democrat, I would be in support of that, because I know that all those people are going to vote Democrat. And if I am a Democrat and I think Democrat policies would work, I would want more of those policies voted in. And if that means I need to get a bunch of illegals to do it, maybe I would. I'm not saying I personally would. I'm saying from a Democrat perspective.
So you're explaining that they are okay with playing dirty.
They're okay with playing dirty if it means that they can get what they want from it. Yeah. They're not the religious party. They're not the party of morals.
But they always say that they are. Joe Biden's like, oh, I'm Catholic, I go to church. And then when he goes to church, the priest is like, nah, bro, you can't receive the Eucharist. You in mortal sin.
Well, because humans are not without religion. Even atheists have their own sort of religion, no matter how they can try not to, but everyone has some sort of religion that they believe, some sort of belief system. And Democrats do have their own belief system. It's just a very degenerate belief system, I guess.
The Democrats can't even agree on what their belief system is.
I mean, that's true too, but apparently Republicans can't either, because a lot of us thought we were anti-war, and then Iran got bombed, so... A lot of tunes changed real quick after that. I don't know.
I mean, is it anti-war, or is it just anti...
I mean, you might be able to make the argument that it is anti-war because you're stopping a war in the future.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends.
You're stopping a war with war. Come on now.
Stopping a war with war. That's how we do it. This is the United States.
This is America.
It's America.
Childish Gambino. Come on now.
Let's see. I believe it is time that we send everybody over to Joey of the Cannoli.
Joe Bob.
He's playing some music right now. It looks like.
Bob's playing music?
Yeah, Joe Bob's playing music. I think he was waiting for us to finish up to get his stuff going.
Yo.
So
I love how TJ is just like, is that Joe Bob's real name? And I'm like, yeah, that is Joe Bob's real name.
Totally.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I highly recommend you guys go and check out Outward Live today. Nora's going to be on there. Check her out. I believe she's going on vacation, so we might be without her for a little bit. But they're going to be talking about the Diddy trial. A lot of new information about that. I didn't talk about that today. I have not been following the case enough to adequately comment on it. So go listen to them. They'll give you the commentary on that. But I'm going to write out to them. Where can we find you, though? T-Bone, you got any socials? Anything you want to shout out? First time on TTL?
Actually, I do. Yeah, Tyler Today News, guys. If you are watching this show and you'd like to hear me a little bit more, I'm on X at T_Bone322. I also have my own podcast on the Roma Nation server, guys. That is riseofmiddleamerica.com. We just do a lot of dope things there. I have my own podcast called The Drive-In that goes live at Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. This past Tuesday, we actually went over the Ballerina movie. And guys, next week, we're going to be going over the live-action How to Train Your Dragon movie. So if you'd like to hear about those, go to riseofmiddleamerica.com. Follow us there.
Hell yeah. You want to drop?
Don't look at me.
I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. If you want to drop the link in the comment section, I'm going to go ahead and play my outro music, and then we'll rate out to Outworld.
The Rumble or the YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, you can do both if you want, whichever.
All right.
But up to you. Rumble is probably the more active one. So Rumble's where it's at. You know that. But glad we can get you on finally. Hopefully we can get you on again in the future. Just like you, Joey, Chris, you have an open invite, so anytime you're available, if you want to pop in and talk politics, just hit me up on the DM like you did today. We can figure it out. But
hey, I don't be talking politics, but I actually did talk politics for my very first podcast called The Midday Rush. So honestly, that was a lot of fun. I'm really excited I got to talk some politics with you today, Tyler. That was so much fun. I can't wait to do that in the future with you again, buddy.
Oh yeah, no, that was fun. Glad we could have you on, and what's called maybe Friday you could join me for I have a new show, After Hours.
After Hours, what time does that start?
That's Friday after weekend kickoff.
Wow, so that's late. Okay.
Well, because so the weekend kickoff, it takes place during Tim's uncensored show that, the time slot that it normally would. And then basically my After Hours show takes the time slot of when After Dark would have happened. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So, and Joey doesn't do Fridays. He's never done Fridays. So I was like, all right, I'll start doing my show on Friday. So basically it's my version of Joey's show, but on Fridays.
Got it.
So you're welcome to join me there if you're available, and everyone here should check that out. I'll have another one Friday. I missed, I believe, the last 2 Fridays. Had a lot going on, but it'll be back this Friday. So just you wait. But anyway, stalling long enough. let's get over to Joey. And thank you again, T-Bone. We'll see you again some more. Peace out. Go follow T-Bone. He dropped his link in the chat. Go follow him there. And I'm going to play some music for you guys on the way out. Later, T-Bone. Have a good one, guys. And let's get that music going. Laters.
On the block, global translation, world on fire, smoke stack in the sky, truth in the mic, no filters apply, cameras rolling, headlines in the street, talking about the struggle where the pavement meets, from boardrooms to alleys, tales unfold, script flip quick, world stories retold.
Tyler today, keep the truth on blast, breaking down the chaos, future to past, microphone a weapon, fighting the lies, broadcast the real, no disguise. Point fingers in blame. Politicians talk, but the people scream. Tyler today, dissect the dream.
Satellites humming, beams in the air, eyes on the world, truth laid bare. Ink on the paper, pixels on the screen. The stories we live, the moments between. Rooftop reports, war zones in the lands. Global connections, news never ends. Tyler today, a mirror to the land. Mic in the hand, truth we demand.